Good afternoon, students. Okay, in introduction, we will see the surface chemistry, continuation of surface chemistry. We will see the emulsions, and today we finish one more topic, gels. What is the meaning of emulsion and what is the meaning of gels? And explanation of emulsions and gels. Okay, here how many types of emulsions are there? What are the properties of emulsions? So what is the stability of emulsions? We will see in continuation. Okay, the liquid colloidal solutions. Liquid colloidal solutions called as emulsions. Liquid colloidal solutions is simply called as colloidal solution. That means dispersion medium is the liquid and dispersion phase also liquid. Both are liquids. Dispersion medium and dispersion phase both are liquids. Okay, such type of systems we call as emulsions. Okay, example for emulsions. So many examples are there: milk, vanish cream. Okay, milk, vanish cream. Okay, curd. Okay, what we call cold creams. All those are the best example for emulsions. All those are the best example for emulsions. Okay, here we see the types of emulsions. Emulsions may be of two types. Emulsions may be of two types. One is oil in water emulsion. Second one, water in oil emulsion. Oil in water emulsion indicated with like this, O by W. Water in oil indicated with W by O. Okay, now oil in water emulsion, dispersion phase and dispersion medium. Here also dispersion phase, dispersion medium. Okay, oil in water. That means oil is less, water is more. So water is here dispersion medium and here oil is dispersion phase. Oil is dispersion phase. In water in oil emulsion, water in oil emulsion indicated with W by O. Okay, here water is water in oil. That means water is less. Okay, oil is more. That means dispersion medium is oil here. Okay, here water is the dispersion phase. Water is the dispersion phase. Oil in water emulsion or water in oil emulsion both are unstable. Both are unstable. For increasing the stability of these emulsions, we will add some external compounds. We will add some external compounds. Such agents are called as emulsifying. Such agents we called as emulsifying agents. These are the stabilizing agents. These increase the stability of. These are the increase the stability of oil in water or water in oil emulsion. So many examples are there for the emulsifying agents, agar-agar. Agar-agar jellies, different materials could be used as a emulsifying agents. Here we have the different emulsifying agents are there for oil in water emulsion and water in oil emulsion. Okay, here emulsifying agents. Here emulsifying agents. Here also emulsifying agents. Emulsifying agents for emulsify agents for oil in water emulsion, gum, protein solution, natural soaps and synthetic soaps. Natural soaps and synthetic soaps are the best example for the emulsifying agents. These are increasing the stability of. These are increasing the stability of oil in water emulsion. These agents we we called as oil in water emulsifying agents. Emulsifying agent. Okay, here emulsifying agents are water in oil emulsions. Water in oil emulsions. Heavy metal. Okay, heavy metal. What we call fatty acids. Heavy metal fatty acids. Long chain. Okay, alcohols. Long chain alcohols and lamp black. What is the meaning of lamp black? Okay, when we are burning the lamp by using kerosene oil, we are getting the black material. Such black materials we call as emulsifying agents. Okay, emulsifying agents are that materials we call as lamp black. Normal, okay, common emulsifying agents are agar. Okay, agar is the soap water, normal soap water and detergent water. Along with that, exact. Okay, all these are the best examples for the emulsifying agent. What is the role of emulsifying agent? Okay, it increases the stability of emulsions. All emulsions are unstable. Okay, why these are unstable? These two are in different molecules. Suppose for example, you take one glass. This is the glass. Here you take oil. Okay, here you take water. Shake it. They never mix water and oil. Okay, water is polar molecule. Oil is non-polar molecule. So they never mix it up. That means it forms two layers. Two layers means it is unstable. Just add, okay, emulsifying agent. Okay, the stability increases and we get the stable emulsion. The preparation of stable emulsion, the synthesis of stable emulsion, or the manufacture of stable emulsion is called as emulsification. This is called as emulsification. Okay, emulsification. And here example for oil in water emulsions and example for water in oil emulsions. Example for oil in water emulsions. Okay, oil in water. Example for oil in water emulsions. One is milk. Okay, one is milk. We'll see how the milk will be formed, which is the dispersal phase, which is the dispersal system. Okay, here I will explain dispersal phase and dispersal system. And vanish cream, cold creams also, vanish cream, cold cream, all those are the best examples for that one. And here oil in water in oil, water more oil less. Okay, here different materials are there. Vanish creams, curd is also best example for okay, water in oil emulsion. See that in milk, how milk is prepared? Just I will give one example. How milk is prepared? Just okay, by the addition of liquid fat into the we get the milk into the water. By the addition of liquid fat into the water, okay, here we get the milk. Okay, liquid fat in a water we call as milk. Here liquid fat is less, water is more, so it is a dispersed. Okay, dispersed phase is here liquid fat. Dispersal phase is liquid fat. Here dispersal system or medium is water. Vanish cream also, oil is less. And here, okay, the best example for this butter also. Oil in water, oil is more, water is less. Okay, water in emulsion, butter, curd, creams, all those are the best example for okay, oil in water emulsion. Butter means, okay, here I am discussing about the butter. Butter contains, okay, milk, butter prepared from milk only. Okay, it contain what we call liquid fat, dispersed phase and dispersed medium. Butter, it contains more amount of oil. More amount of oil means oil is the dispersion medium, and here dispersed phase is the water. Oil means what is this? Liquid fat. Liquid fat. This is the difference between butter and milk. Okay, butter and milk. Liquid fat in water we call as milk. Okay, water in liquid fat we call as butter. What is the difference between milk and butter? Milk and butter. Liquid fat in water we call as milk. Okay, water in liquid fat we call as butter. What is the example for the what it is an example for water in oil emulsion is the butter. Oil in water emulsion is milk. Oil in water emulsion is the milk. Okay, yes, this is the types of emulsions and stability of emulsions. Stability of emulsions. How we are increasing the stability of emulsions? Just by the addition of solutions. Such solutions we call as emulsifying agents. And the preparation of emulsions from the two different liquids we called as emulsifying agents. We simply called as emulsifying agents. Okay, here see the identification of emulsions. Identification of emulsion. How we identify the emulsions? Okay, by using dye test, by using conductivity test, by using conductivity test we will identify the emulsions. By using these two tests we have to identify the emulsions. How many types of emulsions are there? Okay, two types of emulsions are there. One is oil in water emulsion and second one is water in oil emulsion. Okay, this is oil in water emulsion, this is water in oil emulsion. Oil in water means water more, 75% of water, 25% of oil. Okay, water in oil means water more, water in oil means oil more, that means 75% oil, 25% water. Here oil, here water. These are the two types of emulsions. Okay, by seeing we can't observe the oil in water and water in oil emulsion. Just you pass the any color to oil in water and water in oil emulsions, which forms more color solution. Oil never mix up with the color. Water only mix. Water only mix means which gives the more. Okay, here which gives more color solution. That is oil in water emulsion. Which gives less color solution. That is water in oil emulsion. Okay, here by using this color solution, by using that amount of color solution, okay, we have to identify the water in oil emulsion or oil in water emulsion. By using conductivity test also, we have to identify the oil in water and water in oil emulsions. Just pass the electricity through oil in water emulsion and water in oil emulsion, which allows more electricity, which allows, this is finished, which allows more electricity, that is oil in water emulsion, which allows less electricity, that is water in oil emulsion. That means oil never allows the electricity, which allows only water only allows. It allows more, more electricity means more conductivity, shows more conductivity, more electricity and more conductivity, that is called, that contain more amount of water. More amount of water means that is one type of solution. Which type of solution? Which type of emulsion? Oil in water emulsion. Oil in water emulsion. Less electricity or less conductivity, that means less amount of water. Less amount of water, that means water in oil emulsion. Water in oil emulsion. By using these two tests, dye test and conductivity test, we'll identify the emulsions. And here, if you add any electrolytic solution to emulsions, that will be coagulate. That is the nature of the emulsion. If you add, for example, oil in water emulsion, if you add some amount of sodium chloride, the emulsion will be coagulated. And one more thing, if an emulsion will keep in fridge, keep in fridge or heat, this can be loose. Those can be loose emulsion nature. Those can be loose nature of emulsion or emulsion nature, and behaves as a different solutions. Those are not behaves as a colloidal solution. When we fridge, when we keep in fridge or when we heat, the size of the colloidal particle in emulsion decreases or maybe increases. That means that will be coagulated. Coagulation means, what is the meaning of coagulation? Conversion of colloidal solution into precipitate. We call as coagulation. Conversion of precipitate into colloidal solution by the addition of electrolytic solution, we call as peptidation. Yesterday we saw that also. This is about the identification of emulsion. What are emulsions? Types of emulsions. Types of emulsions and identification of emulsion, and what are emulsifying agents. What are the examples for emulsifying agents? In conclusion, we see the one more important topic, gels. Gels. Can you give an example for gels? Chocolates, jellies, cake, all those are the best example for the gels. All those are the best example for the gels. What is the definition of gel? What is the definition of gel? The solid dispersion medium present in a liquid dispersal phase, or the liquid dispersal phase present in a solid dispersion medium called as gels. Here dispersion medium solid, that means more amount of solid. Dispersion phase, here liquid. Dispersion phase is liquid. That means the dispersion medium, the solid dispersion medium, present in a solid dispersal phase, or solid dispersal phase present in a liquid dispersal phase present in a solid dispersion medium called as gel. That is, more amount of solid is there, less amount of liquid is there. That's why these are soft in touch. The nature of gels soft in touch. Mango jelly, chocolates, cake, all those are materials. Okay, the best example for gels. Gum type materials also gels. Also gels. Okay, the preparation of gel. The preparation of gel from the raw materials we called as gelation. The preparation of gels we called as gelation. We simply called as gelation. And gels are two types. Elastic gels. Okay, elastic gels. One. Second one, non-elastic gels. Sorry, elastic gels. Elastic gels and non-elastic gels. One is elastic gels and second one is non-elastic gels. What is the meaning of elastic gel and what is the meaning of non-elastic gels? Okay, here I am taking first example. After that, we'll see the definition. Here I am taking gum. Okay, how will we get the gum? Okay, just you take the gum raw material, add water and form the gum. That means the raw material is more, water is less. Raw material is more and water is less. Okay, after 1 year or after 2 years, gum becomes dry. If you add little bit amount of water to the dried gum, we get back the gum. Such type of materials we called as elastic gel. First gum material, it lose water, and here we get dry gum. Just if you add water to dry gum, we get the gum. What it means? It is a reversible reaction. And here, just by the addition of water to dry gum, we get gum. Means it has the ability to interact with the water. So these are lyophilic colloidal solutions. And these are more stable colloidal solutions. What is the meaning of gum? If any gel allowed to dry, if you add some amount of water, if we retain its previous properties, we called as gum. Elastic gels. Elastic means, suppose if you take the one rubber, apply the force and drag like this. What happened? The length of the rubber increases. Remove the force. What happened? Get back its previous place. That means it retains its previous properties. The gel which retains previous properties after the addition of water, after the chemical reaction, such type of gels we called as elastic gels. Example for elastic gels: gum, protein solution. Chocolates, all those are the cakes. Chocolates are the best example for this elastic gels. Example for elastic gels: gum. Here chocolates. And what we call ice creams also. Ice cream, if you allow to outside, what happens? It will change into liquid state. If you allow it to dry fridge, it retains its previous properties, and that means it solidifies. Such type of materials we called as elastic gels. Non-elastic gels means once we prepared, after the heating, this becomes hard. Never never retains its previous properties by the addition of water. By the addition of water. Such type of gels we called as non-elastic gels. Okay, that means you take cake. Okay, allow to dry. Lose water. We get dry cake. Okay, if you add water, we never get the cake. We never get that much soft cake. We never get that much soft cake. Okay, this type of gels we called as non-elastic gels. Non-elastic gels. And here, non-elastic gels, only forward reaction. There is no backward reaction. So, formation of non-elastic gels is irreversible. Okay, here, for example, okay, here cake is not reacts with the dry cake is not reacts with the water. Dry cake is not reacts with the water. That means, okay, it doesn't have ability to interact with the water. Such type of colloidal solutions are called leophobic colloidal solutions. Okay, leophobic colloidal solutions. That means, okay, all non-elastic gels are best example for leophobic colloidal solution, and these are unstable colloidal solutions. These are the unstable colloidal solutions. Two types of gels are present. One is elastic gel and second one is non-elastic gel, which retains its previous properties, that we called as elastic gel. Which not retains its previous properties, we called as non-elastic gels. Non-elastic gels. Okay, then in conclusion, we see the properties of gels. Properties of gels. Okay, gels shows hydration property, dehydration property, or hydration property. It shows dehydration and hydration. Okay, some gels have affinity to interact with the water. That's why it shows hydration property. Shows hydration property. Suppose gum, add water. What happened? Dry gum, add water. What happened? We get the gum material. Okay, here gum. Remove the water. What will get? Dry gum. This we called dehydration. This we called hydration. This is the hydration. This is the dehydration. Dehydration. Okay, removal of water we called dehydration. Addition of water is called hydration. It shows hydration property and dehydration property. And here gums. Okay, gums swelling in nature. Swelling in nature. Swelling means if any gum type material, cake, all those are, cake, if you keep cake in one bucket or that one, it undergoes fermentation. Okay, after 2 days or after 3 days, or by the addition of water, it can swell. The size of the cake, the size of the gel material increases. You take the mango jelly. Okay, mango jelly also best example for, here, this one, mango jelly, chocolate mango jelly, all those are the best example for non-elastic gels. Okay, if you add some amount of water to mango jelly, what happens? It allows the water and it can swell. It allows the water and it can swell. That property we called as swelling property. Okay, and here sceneries. Sceneries property. Sceneries are heating. We called as heating. Okay, if allowed to dry any gum material, use the water. What is the heating? Drying. Sceneries also nothing but loss of water. Loss of water. Okay, if allowed to dry, if you keep mango jelly outside or any cake material outside, it loses the water. That property we call as sceneries property or heating property. That property is simply called as sceneries property or heating property. Okay, in conclusion, thixotropy. Thixotropy Okay, gum, dry gum by the addition of water convert into gum. Okay, gum converts into dry gum by the loss of water. That means if you add the water, it converts normal molecule to normal compound to gel. Okay, if you remove the water, gel converts to normal compound. That means if you add water, it retains its previous properties. If you remove water, it gets another property. This type of property we call as thixotropic property. Okay, thixotropy property. For example, if you keep mango jelly outside for 1 week or 1 month, what happens? It loses water. It becomes dry. Okay, after 1 week, if you add small amount of water to mango jelly, okay, it retains its previous properties. Such type of property we call as thixotropic property. Thixotropy property. This we call as thixotropic property, and scenery is weeping, swelling, dehydration, hydration. Okay, that is also nearly to the dehydration and hydration. Okay, and thixotropic property both will be same. This is about the gels and emulsions. Okay, this is the important phenomenon. One important phenomenon. They may ask 2 mark question or 1 mark question. Okay, and what is the dispersed phase? What is the dispersed system? What are the differences between elastic gels and non-elastic gels? Okay, what are the difference? Okay, here gum converts into dry gum, we called as elastic, and retains its previous properties, we called as elastic gels. Non-elastic means once it's setted, it will become only that only, never retains its previous properties. Elastic gels are reversible, non-elastic gels are irreversible. Okay, elastic gels more stable, lyophilic colloidal solutions. Okay, these are next non-elastic gels. Okay, here what we called lyophobic colloidal solution, unstable. Lyophobic colloidal solution and unstable. This is about the complete information about gels and emulsions. Okay, next video will continue with the properties of colloidal solution. Yesterday I gave some colloidal properties. We'll discuss those colloidal properties in next video. Okay, thank you.